Fellas, welcome back to another edition of Fact or Opinion. Hey, what's Fact or Opinion, I hear you ask? That's a great question. You see, once a month, I put out some bait on Twitter. That's not even true. It's not bait. You see, once a month, I put out a tweet on Twitter, which is basically I'm planting a seed, okay? And I'm asking for your hottest, most repugnant, awful, amazing, great video game opinions, or just any opinion. I don't really care. Basically, I've got like 10 or 11 of these behind me. We're gonna cycle through them like Mario Kart items, and we're just gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what we come up on, and then I'm gonna have you tell me whether it's true or false, whether it's a fact or an opinion. Only you can be the judge. But I might disagree with it. Oh, okay, good one. Doggo Boy, change your name, says crossovers are no longer exciting and should stop for a while, if not forever. The once legendary premise has become so diluted with blatant cash grabs that even big ones like Smash feel less special overall and may never again feel special if the trend continues. Now, let's keep in mind, this is probably in regards to the Nickelodeon thing. Nickelodeon just got announced, the fighting game just got revealed, Fortnite is doing all kinds of crossovers between different media franchises. There's a lot of different crossovers happening, and I blame this all on cape shit. But is it any less special than it used to be? Looks like most people are saying this is an opinion. You guys like your crossovers? You like being able to point at the screen and say, I know that guy. Most people saying this is an opinion, that it's fake. Saying that crossovers aren't special anymore. I'm gonna tell you guys, honestly, no, you're right. You're right, but only right now. This person is right in the long game. There are so many crossover things. Space Jam is just that. I haven't seen Space Jam, but I hear it's like legit just movie references constantly, right? Give it time, and this is gonna get really exhausting. I think it's also gonna be exacerbated by the fact that all we have are sequels all the time. There are no new IPs or franchises. You're gonna be seeing fucking Bugs Bunny and Batman until you die, you know? This person is wrong now. Crossovers are still great, but in the future, they're gonna get really old. And I've heard of some other crossovers that might be coming in the near future, and while they sound cool, if everything is going in this direction, like I heard that Mario Kart is eventually gonna get rid of the Mario characters. It's just gonna be like Smash Brothers, but with cars. Wouldn't that suck, you guys? No? Shut up. Yes, it would. That's not bait. I'm not baiting. I don't know if I would like Mario Kart if it was other Nintendo characters, because it's just another excuse to put Falcon in a game that isn't his own for years. Doggo Boy, you're wrong for now, but in the future, history may tell if you're right. Please change your name. You know what you're doing. Ooh, I like this one a lot. Bulldoze the suburbs. All television/movie content from over 25 years ago should be public domain. There's no reason companies should just coast off of old ideas, and we should be able to preserve/watch/react online to them freely. That's a lot of fact. Are you serious? You just said that media franchises should be able to cross over and it's still exciting. Now you're saying that no media franchises should exist past 25 years? Both can exist? Okay. By the way, this is fake. This is fake. No, 25 years is too short, guys. It's too short. If you do 25 years, Disney is remaking every movie they've ever made 24 years after they make it. You will have 8 Dumbo sequels. I get what this person is going for. I understand. But the risk of losing all of your media franchises after a quarter of a century is too great. You'll constantly just be making new shit with it, and it's not like you're gonna not coast on old ideas. You're just gonna keep doing the same old ideas. And on top of that, this directly goes against what you guys just talked about. If you don't have franchises after 25 years, then how are you gonna do a crossover game? Ren and Stimpy were over 25 years old, and they're in that Nickelodeon thing. You wouldn't have Powdered Toast Man. Coney, you don't understand how public domain works. Yeah, I do. After 25 years, everybody can use it. Public domain equals more crossovers. No. Maybe. No, but it would be more crossovers, but it'd be really shitty franchises nobody wants anymore. Because you gotta think, if it's a good franchise, the company's gonna, like, run it into the ground every year. If it's a shitty franchise like Sherlock Holmes, You know? That's why you get Sherlock Gnomes. 25 years is too short. But I do think it should be less than what it is. What's public domain now? 95 years? Can we shake on 50? I'll meet you in the middle. Can we shake? Okay. All right. 50 it is. 50 it is. I don't know why your hand was out first when I was asking, but I appreciate the gesture. Yeah. You're very agreeable. Strong grip, too. Esports should be at the Olympics. The Olympics celebrate people with incredible skill at particular sports, and video games are no different. People sink thousands of hours of practice into certain games, and they should be given a chance to be recognized at a worldwide level. We're shutting this down right now. That's silly. You're silly for saying it. Guys, please type 2 in the chat. It's only 95. That's embarrassing. Listen, I'm not trying to bully. Hold on. Jammy, are you a Melee player? They got me. He boomed me. He boomed me. I looked at his profile. Oh, man. All right. Jamie's right. He got me. He got me on that one. So let's explain why, right? Let's show our work. Esports come and go all the time. The only long-standing esports that exist are like League has been around for like 9 years, but a lot of that is AstroTurf. Obviously, Melee's been around forever. There's StarCraft. But like, how many games are really like that? Are you really gonna have Olympics every 4 years, like, change games every time? Part of the appeal of the Olympics is that we've been running the same events for years and years, so you kind of see the progress and track the advancement of human history, and I feel like you can't really do that in video games. Rock climbing got into the Olympics in, like, 2018. So, but that's a new one, which is really cool, and I do think new things should be allowed at the Olympics. But video games? I don't know. I think the idea of games at Olympics is kind of silly on the face of it. I think that if a game has been around for long enough, maybe, but then you run into the issue of, like, who's dominating Melee? Mostly the old guard. Mango just won Summit. Hungrybox got third. You have people like Zane, right? But how many times has that happened where one person is just, like, dominated for years and years? And yeah, that happens in Olympics sometimes, right? But at least the human body breaks down. In gaming, these people are like, old. I don't know what this is gonna look like in the future. Maybe if games really sort of are able to define themselves in sort of the widest culture, but I don't know, I'm not feeling it. Next up, as smart TVs become more prevalent and gaming consoles become more compact, the likelihood of a TV with a built-in gaming console continues to rise, and people will buy them unless they prefer mobile or PC. So TVs will have consoles built in? Damn, this one's got people split. About 50-50, more like 60-40. It's both! It's the rare both! This never happens. It's never both on this stream. That's amazing. The first part is true. TVs with built-in gaming consoles will happen. Will people buy them? I don't know if that's true. I don't think they will. Because TVs come in a lot of sizes. And I think you would have to nail the sweet spot, right? And then you've got the problem of, is it cloud gaming? If it's not, like, the actual console, that's... Jesus Christ. Part of me gets scared that, like, cloud gaming's gonna take over. But then again, Stadia exists. Thank God that bombed. Oh my God. You guys, what if Stadia was amazing? What if Stadia, like, was amazing and everybody loved it? And, like, people who actually played video games had to be like, what happened? It's like Twilight Zone. What happened? Will smart TVs have consoles? Yeah, they will. Because I think that's a very lucrative business. But I don't think people will actually be that interested in it. I feel like it's gonna go like the 3D TV thing. By the way, I worked at an HH Greg during all the rage about 3D TVs. Couldn't sell any. Nobody wanted 3D TVs. I think console TVs will be the same. Coney, I have a 3D TV that plays Android games. Just buy an Ouya. Name one Android game. I don't want to play any of them. Thank you, Stankburner, for landing the coin dead on its side. Well done. Right down the middle. Not bad. Oh, DM came in. DM viewer guide. There's no such thing as too many sequels. A game with a solid formula or any amount of renewed interest can always warrant a revisit, and there's infinite ways to reinvent and iterate. And then he included a lovely little picture of a nice pig. Cute! He's really trying to just throw it away, right? He's just saying, here, I know this is trash, feed it to the content pigs. Seems like many of you agree with him. This is a pig opinion. Guys, he's spitting. Want to know why? It's all about the magic of the free market. It kind of sucks sometimes, right? Because you have games that don't innovate at all, and they put out the same game every year, but people still like it and they still buy it. Capitalist Coney back again? Fuck yeah, it is! There were like 8 Halloweens in a row where every year they put out a new Saw movie. Every year there was a new Saw movie on Halloween, and everyone was like, God, this sucks. I'm gonna hate next year's Saw movie. I'm not going. A year passes, they forget, they're back in the theater. This question is kind of loaded. I think you're going to paint your biases onto it, because when you see too many sequels, I think you immediately think of franchises that have gotten so stale without any change. But this question is sort of, if you look at it, it is implying and sort of asserting that these franchises are able to continually innovate, reinvent, do new stuff, iterate. Which means that I think it's worth it. I mean, like, I would kill for a new Streets of Rage game every year. If it came out every year, even if it didn't iterate that much, yeah. Maybe I'd get sick of it. I don't know. I think there are a lot of games that I would like that would just... I don't care how many sequels there are. Now, to be fair, a lot of those games have been dead for a while, so maybe that's why they want them. But also, to be fair, I like Far Cry. I'm a Far Cry fan. So... you know, and I'll say it, you know, I'll tell you. I think that if you look at this question, it really comes down to how you feel about the games that you're thinking of as you read it. But I think, on the face of it, if you just take it for what it is, what DM is saying here is true. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with games coming out with constant sequels, as long as they keep changing stuff up in a cool way. And even if not, if people buy them, hey, who are you to tell people that they shouldn't be buying shit, you know? Put out the game, people buy it, the company makes money. Boom, done. Are you really gonna let all those people starve for a new Madden game? How dare you? The people want their pig slop. Give it to them. Stan Sapphics. People would enjoy stuff a lot more if they disconnected entirely from the fan base for it. No reading theories, no watching video essays. Just watch the show or play the game and enjoy it on your own because it avoids all the negative shit. I gotta be honest, this is another 1 and 2. This is a fact and an opinion. I'm a fan of video essays and analyses. I am. I like them. But I also have some strong feelings about fan bases. Then there's Reddit. Yeah. So you gotta take the good with the bad. If I had to land on one side or the other, though, I think it's fake. Because I think fan bases aren't inherently wrong. That said, I do think it's weird, this obsessive need to catalog and wiki every little thing that happens in certain games. I think a lot of games being open to more interpretation and ambiguity is kind of important. And I think rabid, obsessive fan bases kind of hurt that. But at the same time, who really gives a shit? I am a big fan of video essays and character analysis. I think it gives more meaning and relevance to certain things that you do, games that you play. You gain a new appreciation for them. I would have no idea what the hell was going on with Dark Souls if I didn't watch some videos. The problem with these tweets, and keep this in mind for the future, people really want to drive their point home, and I think they go a little bit too far. This has happened on every Factor Opinion stream. People will go, like, they'll step up to the line, and then they'll take one step over the line, and then they jump off the cliff like Yosemite Sam. I think you can disconnect from a fan base or from a community and still enjoy something. Meech says, indie devs shouldn't keep making quirky, Earthbound-inspired RPGs with dark themes. Feels like innovation in the genre is hard and just leaves games with obvious themes and easy-to-predict plot twists. A controversial one. Look at that split. 50-50. Look at that. One, but all devs need to be making new games, not just indie bros. Well, it's not that people can't make these games. It's just they shouldn't. I'm a bit pained by indie games in general. I have played so many indie games where you know what's happening a mile away, right? Games like Limbo, Inside, they sort of poisoned the well on a lot of this. I think it's very difficult to tackle the themes that a lot of indie games are trying to tackle and turn it into gameplay. And listen, you can make your game, right? Make whatever you want. But I just don't have a lot of patience for what feels like hackneyed, ham-fisted, very obvious parallels between gameplay and some real-life stuff, you know? I think that a lot of it comes down to execution. Because I think game developers have an idea in their head, and getting it out of your head is exceptionally hard. And sometimes you have to sort of make compromises on things like art style, on presentation, on polish, which sucks, right? Because you have this idea, this vision in your head, and you can't get it out because you don't have the ability. And what happens then is your game doesn't stand out, and people are just like, oh, okay, the main character's depressed. I do that. I'm like, okay, it's a depression metaphor. But then you play something like Death's Door. Is Death's Door mechanically interesting? Not really. But it really sells itself on the execution of the presentation. And so I'm sort of stretching this out. I know this is Earthbound stuff, but I'm stretching this out to all indie games. Earthbound games in particular, I think, are even less likely to get away from this. Because Earthbound games are so lacking in a lot of things. I mean, they're just JRPGs with some art assets on top of it. Everybody saw Lisa. Everybody saw games like it. I think that those games are so mechanically uncomplicated that then it just becomes totally about whatever story you're trying to tell. And if the story, again, is just a very surface-level, ham-fisted interpretation of anxiety or depression or things that are, you know, that are legitimately, obviously big concerns, how are you going to get that across in the gameplay? If you don't have an interesting way, it's like, I feel like those games in particular, Earthbound games, they attract people because they are comparatively easier to make. So it's like, oh, cool, I have this story in my head, so I'll just make it an Earthbound-type game, like a JRPG. And then the other stuff comes second, you know? But all of this is just how I feel. I have no idea if this is true. I'm just talking out of my ass. But I feel like a lot of indie games that I see, I just immediately am like, okay. Uh-oh, and there he is. Keep Frizzled, the Steam Deck will fail, and it deserves to fail. It lacks the appeal of the Switch in its exclusive games and in the portability of the console and controllers. Valve is trying to appeal to people who, 1, already have a PC, or 2, already have a Switch. Who's buying this? Now, I will tell you, this one's a two-parter. Will it fail? Yes. Yes. Yes, it is going to fail. Valve's hardware sucks. But does it deserve to fail? Will it fail long-term? No. No, 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 no. I think it will suck for the first year or two. But if this shit comes out of the box doing what it says it's gonna do, it's a fucking revelation. I would buy 3. You don't understand how many times I want to play something not on Switch at 30 FPS, but I want to go upstairs. I don't want to be chained to this fucking boulder. My gaming PC is a boulder that I'm chained to at all times. I wanted to play Death's Door. Can't do it because it's not on the Switch. Having the gimmick of portability is amazing. For reasons you don't even understand, man. If this comes out of the box doing what Valve says it's going to do, the Steam Deck is going to be amazing. Which is what everybody, you know, obviously that if Valve can deliver on what they're selling, obviously it's going to be big. Is that market big enough? I don't know. I was curious because it feels like Nintendo, they live and die by their exclusives, right? So they're not really worried about this. I feel like the biggest threat is that market of people who, like, have a PC and a Switch and want to pick between the two. But, like, I don't know. I don't know if that's big enough to sustain a whole console on. Regardless, I think this thing could bang. I really do. So this is a little bit of both. Again, it covers a lot of bases. But I am very excited for the Steam Deck. But I do think for the first year or two, it's going to be awful. It's going to be so bad. Valve, apparently, the VR headset is good. Their VR is good. So maybe they've gotten better on hardware. But I bought a Steam Link for $5, and it was awful. Okay, this one's sort of riding the fun, riding the hype of what just happened. Guys, Guilty Gear is the best fighting game series of all time. Innovative mechanics that allow for a lot of creativity with combos, both incredibly accessible, yet can still have a high skill ceiling. No character is the same, and easily is the best music and graphics. I was curious on this one, what you guys thought. Best of all time? I'm gonna leave this one up to you guys. Apparently it is an opinion, because that's what you guys said. A lot of opinions tonight. What is the best of all time? Because I'm genuinely curious. Hold on, I'm making a poll. Just pick one. You can only have one. Oh, people are picking Guilty Gear. Okay. Funny chat. It's because the rest are split. Why did we even do this? Why didn't everybody say one? Everybody should have just said we didn't have to do this. Well, it turns out Guilty Gear actually is the best fighting game of all time. So this is true. Well done, Dodo, for getting it right. Look at that. It's a fact now. Damn, poor King of Fighters. Who voted for King of Fighters? Those poor people. No Skullgirls or Smash? Skullgirls is a meme and Smash isn't a fighting game. Sorry. I can see why you might get that wrong. Their character's fighting in it, so it feels like it, but no. Okay, so Guilty Gear is the best fighting game series of all time. Okay, it's settled. There you go. And now you know. Hey, pick up Guilty Gear Strive right now on Steam and tell them Cody sent you. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Facts or Opinions. Did you learn something? I sure did. I'll see you next time. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Fuck. I need a catchphrase? Oh, wait, I do, don't I? I need a catchphrase. Bye!